Hello and welcome to the Bookish Rumbles podcast with me, Holly.
And me, Becky.
And today's episode, we're basically just talking about things that we want, as if we're asking, making a list to Father Christmas, but writing related. So,
Yeah.
gonna get it out the way. I do want a book deal.
We all want one. Even I want one. But it's not gonna happen.
There's not much to say about that, so I'm gonna get it out the way, but I do want it. If any agents out there want to read my book, want to sign me, want to give me over to an editor, please feel free. Please. But something more sort of, I suppose, less high demand is I really want an Edwardian writing desk.
Yeah.
They are so expensive.
How much are they?
I saw one that was like 1,700, but it was gorgeous. It was one of the ones that's like proper with like the high desk, drawers on either side with like little locks and pigeonholes on it. There's
one here. There's one here. It's a Carlton House desk. It's £3,000.
Oh my god! But they're so pretty. Literally, the idea of having one and putting just my typewriter on it, and having that be my typewriter desk, because I don't have anywhere for my typewriter right now.
You have a typewriter?
Yeah, it's under my... There's a shelf on my record player stand. It's in the shelf underneath my record player. But I have nowhere to, even if I was to put it on my desk, there's just not enough room, because of, obviously, it's full size, so it just... But they're so pretty. I just think that the kind with the high backs, and they have lots of shelves and cute little drawers, and you can get proper ones that are really nice, not even they're just that, but they're so expensive, and I'm not at a place right now where I can afford to just buy a desk when I already have a desk, just for the sake of it looking nice. I wouldn't have anywhere to put it because I want specifically a home office for it. But also, I think a problem that I have is that I don't have correspondence or anything. I don't have the need for all of those drawers, and I want it, but it's not a need, and so I can't justify it. I can't justify 1,700 quid.
I was just looking, and there's some for they need doing up. There's some for 300 quid.
To be fair, I wouldn't mind doing it up, but also I'm so bad with a paintbrush. Even just to put on a stain.
You wouldn't paint these type of furniture because that would damage it. So you'd have to get somebody to
do it properly.
Actually repair it. Yeah.
You'd probably have to wood filler for the chips and stuff.
Yeah, this one's 365. Oh my god, it's in really nice condition as well.
I really want this
small.
A sidebar. There are I want a proper vintage dressing table with drawers on either side for your makeup, and a big top for a mirror with space to spread everything out, because I love to get properly dressed. And you know what, I would have a roll top desk, but for
that's what I was just about to talk about. That's what I want, a roll top desk.
They're really pretty.
That's I want. There's one on eBay here for 728 quid. It's gorgeous.
They're insanely priced. My god. This one?
Yeah.
This one's $7,000. Let me send you the link to this one.
It's $7,000.
But I think these.
Oh my gosh, a radio cabinet.
These dresses and they're very similar. The dressing tables, the desks, they have a similar vibe, and I absolutely love them.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
But they're for long term stuff, because they are so pretty. But you need as well, the room needs to suit them. You can't just...
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the big thing, is that I couldn't justify it right now, specifically.
Since we're talking about Wishlist, whenever I get a house, whenever that is, I don't know. Eventually I will, hopefully.
Author career pops off,
Who knows, but maybe in the future. I really want a home library, but kind of you've got a big... Not a grand piano, but I want an upright piano in the middle, and it's got these big bay windows, and all the bookshelves are on the side, probably old, almost a Victorian looking library, but just with these big like especially like semi-detached houses, you know, where they have these big bay windows. I am obsessed with bay windows. I love them. That is what I've always dreamed of having. That is to do with writing, because you can put the desk in there.
I fully understand that. I think that like there's something about like having a house that just sort of suits what you like, that is just, it's like kind of, because you'd feel comfortable there. This is the kind of dressing table, by the way. But like you would feel comfortable, you would feel like, you know, it was your own space, which especially when you've like basically only lived with your parents, I feel like it's really difficult, because at least if you had like just like a roommate, you would have like a mix of your styles, whereas with your parents, you don't get to really pick any of the furniture.
Yeah, I mean, not that in my room I did, but not.
Yeah,
obviously.
and even then, I feel like in your room, you're kind of limited because you don't get to pick the shape of your room. It's kind of given to you. And it's like, even down to like the windows, depending which way the windows are facing, a house for me is a yes or a no. I wouldn't own a house, even if it was like offered to me for free. Like, I would probably sell it and get a different one if it had like really bad lighting, because I love a bit of sun. I love having my plants and stuff in the sun, and I love that my cats like to lie in the sun. And I just, one of the things that really bothers me, like the only real issue I have with my house currently, because it's my dad's house, he's moving out soon, it's just going to be mine, I'm really excited, but he doesn't have any windows in the living room. And in order for me, like, I've got a plan eventually, like when I get money, that I will basically turn the conservatory into a smaller room and put a window where currently it would be the conservatory, so that there will be a window into the living room, because I need a window. Like, it just drives me insane. But like, that is like my big plan, is to do that, because it drives me insane that there's no window. And I love, especially like in the winter when there's like no sunlight ever, my bedroom has huge windows, because this is the whole back of the house. It used to be 2 rooms, it's now 1, so I have 2 massive windows. But it's so dark in the afternoon, like even now it's starting to go grey outside, and it's not even 4 o'clock. So I want like the living room to have the light, because that's where it's going to be sunny in the evenings. That's where like the majority of like the sunset is going to come. So I just
it's
think
sunny outside right now for me, like the sun's setting. Has it been raining for you?
It's been really just dingy.
Let me just take a photo of the sky, just while I'm on about it. Hang on. This is important. This is very important. This is important. Now, it's a pretty sunset, to be fair. Sunsets are pretty. I love sunsets. See? It's a pretty sunset.
Oh, yeah, it's not really like that here. That's why this house, it's a great house, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those that was built post-war, so it's just a little bit awkward with my style of like furniture and stuff. And I mean, you've seen my chair, right? I plan on getting another one of those actually, because I feel like it's going to be really empty in the living room, because the sofa I'm getting is going to be smaller than the sofa we have right now, because I hate the sofas that we have right now. I need to change the floor because I don't like brown carpet. Horrible choice. Same colour, exact same colour as those massive spiders, by the way. Hate it. So it just, like, I have so many plans, and it's really unfortunate because I'm going to have to work with a house that wasn't designed for that style.
You can make it work.
Yeah. I should be able to, but it will probably be expensive to get it exactly the way I want. And this is just thinking, like, if I do, like, my PhD and stuff in England, which I'm actually considering that I might not apply to Oxford, and that I might just...
Oh.
Because I'd have to move. You have to live in Oxford.
Oh, to do it, and you can't do it, like,
and it's so expensive to get a place there, because I'd be taking my cats, and you have to get a place that is free for cats to be living there as well, and so I wouldn't be able to get student accommodation. I wouldn't... Like, it's just really irritating. So I might just, for practical reasons, not do that. Unless, I don't know for sure with the master's program if it's different from the PhD program, but if I'm allowed to, like, not live there when I do the PhD, I would choose not to, and go just for the PhD. But, like, And that's if anyway, so it's like I feel like it's a practical decision. But basically,
That's in the future.
yeah. But I think it's nice. I think it's kind of fun to think about getting a nice desk and just using it and being like, you know, happy and kind of aesthetic stuff, you know, like I think.
And doing your writing. Sorry, I was putting something in the bin if you heard that.
I didn't, don't worry.
That's fine. Yeah, it's one of them. It's like, I mean, I know I do like the writer's wish list, but there's my writer's wish list. I want a library and I want a writing. Well, I'd probably merge the two of them. I'd love to have a home library with my desk in there, like to have like just a writing bit.
I will say my favourite thing about my room is my bookshelves because it just makes me so happy. And like I know that there are people who are like, well, if you haven't read the book, you shouldn't own it. But the thing is, it's not like I'm never going to read the books that I own that I've not read in a while. I actually go through regularly and get rid of the ones that I'm never going to read. Like I purge them a lot, actually. But I think that having like books around me, it makes me feel so much happier and calmer, and it means that I actually don't buy as many books, because when I go to a bookshop and I'm like looking through the shelves, that's the same feeling I get when I'm picking my next read off my shelves. So it's like a win-win. But what I do want, and I will say this is like the second thing on my list, which isn't really in order of like most to wanted to least wanted or whatever, but I would love, and you have this, a proper like physical copy of my books.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I say that I've got a full copy.
But like, of course you should. And look, I'm going the trad route, so something that I am aware of is that there will probably come a point where I get really tired if I get trad published and I have like a million copies of one book because of all the different editions and of the different like translations and stuff. If that happens, I'm aware that in the future I may be like, I wish that I didn't have so many books. But
for now.
I feel like it must be so special to be able to read your own book in like an actual, like that's just it. I feel like I would never stop reading it if I had it like that.
And it is pretty cool because it's like, yes, I did it myself, but then it's like I have a program, so I did all the formatting myself. So I learned how to format. Obviously, I had to put all the edits in. Because I have the program. Because I don't have a Mac, I have the program called Atticus, which is kind of similar to Vellum, which it's just the Windows. So, but obviously I didn't do the book cover myself, but managed to sort that out with my cover artist, and it just, it looks good.
You put a lot of design work in.
Yep. And hopefully the sales will reflect that eventually.
Well, I mean, obviously you've had, in terms of like what a lot of people would consider success, you probably haven't hit that target, but I think that for an indie author who, you've been so busy, like you've not been able, you've said it yourself, you want to start marketing more. Which I have
started doing.
Yeah, and you're still building your audience, especially on like TikTok, which is a huge marketing tool in the modern age. Like, you have to have like steady sales at all. Like, yeah, you've not made enough money to like buy a house or whatever, but you've actually made profits.
Yeah, I've probably made some money than some other authors would probably never see in their life. Like my first month, it was almost £200.
Because as well with indie books, I've seen that there are a lot of people who have like no money in like a lot of months, and then when they have like a good reel, they maybe get more or something. And I think it's just that thing of like you've had, you posted that TikTok with your income from the past few months. For the first like 3 months, you've done well for a debut indie author. Like, to get any sales at all is a good thing in that period, I'm pretty sure. And you've not only had that, but the only reviews that I've seen have been good reviews as well.
Yeah, I think I've only had a couple, but that's fine.
And they've been very nice about like, because obviously you try not to read them just in case.
Oh yeah, I don't.
But then I end up sending you like the whole review because it's just all nice stuff about like the characters.
Yeah, don't send. If it was a me one, don't send it. I'm not bothered about that.
That's why I'm here. I'm like,
that's not for me. Like that's for the consumer. If someone doesn't like it, that's fine. I don't care about that.
I'm like
I
a
don't need to know
moderator
that.
on a Discord server.
Yeah, like the thing is, I just need to talk about like authors and reviews for a second. The thing is, I see a lot of authors reading the reviews, and I'm like, yeah, I understand why
You
you're reading it.
do that though.
No, because the reviews aren't for you, really, are they? But people often have the argument that it's like it's for feedback. I'm like,
the
it's
only
not for
time
feedback; it's for the consumer.
would be if you were getting consistently the same feedback.
Yeah,
That would be worth it, but even then, it should be somebody else that you have who reads them and tells you these things in a nice way, because some reviews can be really mean. And look, I hate those comments of people who are like, you try writing a book then. And it's like, no, that's literally what reviewing is. It's somebody making a judgment on something that is in the public, you know? And I'm entitled to that. I hate that, but I do agree that, like, authors... And as well, I'll say this, one of my things on the list is that I want to talk to people. I want, like, fan art, I want fan fiction. I want, like, people who exist out in the world who have no idea who I am. You know, maybe they've never even seen one of my, like, videos or something on TikTok or on YouTube or on Instagram, or they've never seen me, and yet they still know my book and they somehow have found it, and maybe they like it, maybe they don't. But the idea of people being able to know my book, to be able to read it, to be able to review it, and, like, not because they know me personally, that's what you're living through right now. Like, people... Yes, realistically, because you're indie, most of your views do come from, like, your videos. And, like, I've seen that you do get a lot of engagement on TikTok when you post about it. But, like, they still don't know you as a person. They know you as the person who wrote the book. And so they're reading your book. Like, that's crazy.
Solely because of the... Yeah, and just to add to that, because we were talking about reviews, when I see... I do... Maybe this is a bit controversial, me saying this, but I will see some reviewers attacking authors in the reviews, and I'm like, you don't need to attack authors in your reviews.
The only
to be honest, like, don't attack authors. You can be critical, but attacking them personally, like this person... Yeah. It doesn't... Like, yes, this is very controversial, me saying this. Maybe this will backfire on me. But, like, be critical, but don't attack the person.
Do you know what we should do? We should, because I haven't watched any of her videos, really, except for the ones where I was like, oh, that's interesting. We should read Hayley Pham's book when it comes out and talk about that on the podcast. Because that's one that's had a lot of that, and I think it would be interesting, because you don't watch her videos, right?
No.
So we don't have
not the type of person I watch.
Any, like, stake in her, and I do think it's really interesting to see the way that people have been perhaps a bit more critical of her as an individual than of the book. But I think as well, like, that is true. Like, people do sometimes criticize the author, and I think the only time when it's really valid is when a book has a viewpoint. Like, okay, so I'm making a video for my YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm jumping from point to point. But basically, the video after the next one that I film, like the one after Christmas, it's going to be me talking about Magnolia Parks. Because I've read the first 2 books of Magnolia Parks. Now, I enjoyed the first book, and I'm going to talk about this in my video, but I thought that it was a satire. I thought that it was supposed to be that you don't like these characters. I thought it was supposed to be that you root against them. Since I found out a bunch of stuff about the author and the fan base because of the controversies, the stuff in this book that I thought was, like, a really interesting satire just feels like the author being a not good person and it coming out in the book. So I feel like sometimes, yes, it is valid to point out that, like, perhaps the reason why this character in this book is this way is not because it's a social commentary, but actually because the author is just a really bad person. But there's a way of doing that that doesn't spend the whole time focusing on the writer, rather than saying, and this is why it means that the book isn't as good as if it was written by somebody who didn't have the personality of the characters. Because it's like the J.K. Rowling thing. You could argue that J.K. Rowling wrote stereotypes as a way of, you know, being like, oh, look, there's a Chinese character called Cho Chang. That's because she's Chinese in a culture of, you know, non-Chinese people, and there's a lot of Asian racism in the UK, even though we have some of the larger Chinese populations outside of like actual China, blah 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 blah. I think actually Liverpool has like the biggest Chinatown or something in Europe. It's crazy. So you could argue before everything that came out that was why, and then you find out that she's literally like denied people being prosecuted in the Holocaust and stuff, and it's like, oh, she just sucks. You can't really...
no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, it's the transformation of the work as a result of the author that you would talk about, rather than like just the author being terrible. Or you say that they're terrible in a way to be like, hey, I read this, but you shouldn't support this author. That's not
what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get my word across. Is like, I think
don't
it
hate
just
on people for the sake of it.
Yeah, from what I've seen some other reviews. This wasn't my book, obviously. I saw some reviews of an author, and they were kind of like, I don't know, being a bit mean about the author themselves. I was like, but at that point, you're making it a bit too much about the author instead of the book. So it feels like you're doing a review of the author. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like this author had done nothing.
I think
that's what I mean. It's just like, people put their personalities into their work, but you don't know that person. You do not know that person. You're criticising that person's character.
It's the like,
that's the word I was looking for.
I'm going to criticise
exactly
you,
the word I was looking
even
for.
though I don't know you, and all I know of you is this. I think this is really interesting. We could maybe have a discussion about this one day, actually, because we could do it with the Haley Pham thing, but I wonder whether, and I won't, because this would be a whole conversation, but I do wonder what the impact of social media as a way of specifically authors promoting their own books has done for people feeling like they know the author, and therefore criticizing or even like praising the author for writing a book that they don't like or that they think is good, even if it's like mediocre. Like, because I think both of those things are true with the Haley Pham one, where I've seen a lot of comments about it where she was being criticized for getting a book deal just because she's popular. I've seen people who were being quite hateful on her because they thought that she just wasn't that interesting as a person and that her book was no better, but it's obviously supposed to be just about her, the comment. People also
and it's like
saying that,
publishing is a business.
She worked hard to write a book, so she should be proud of it and it shouldn't be rated very badly. And it's like, that's not how it works though. Like, those people being rude are bad, but also it's wrong to let your knowledge of a person, like, yeah, obviously I probably like your book more because you're like one of my close friends who I know and speak to all the time, and I helped you create that book in a way. Like, I didn't help you from the very beginning or anything, but I read it over.
No.
I read it, I think, like 3 times before it was released, because I helped you do like with some of the edits and stuff. Like, so
yeah, and it's not like I asked you to like, oh, do you really like this? It's not like I went out of my
I offered.
The thing is, you could have literally gone and said, oh yeah, I don't like this, like, and I would have been like, that's absolutely fine, or you could have just said it's not for me,
because I don't
like,
read
the fact
YA,
that you
so it literally
exactly so it's completely different.
Like, so yeah, I am aware that there is going to be that bias, but I wouldn't go on to a person criticizing your book and be like, well, she worked really hard on it. You can't criticize her. Have you written a book? You get a book published and then come back. Like,
and people can criticize me all they like. Like, at the end of the day, it is a difference of opinion. Like, I may not like the books they like. It's just literally opinion. That is all it is.
Do you know what this is just remind me of?
What?
I had a conversation with my mum, and I said to her about that exact thing of like, if people, because I've realised, oh, I hit the mic. I realised that like, I get super self-conscious about the idea of people seeing me recording a video and people watching my video when I look really bad in it. But then the second that I post the video, because I spoke about this in my last video where I talk about pushing myself creatively, basically, and where I've started to just not care, and I don't care. If you think I look ugly in a video, great, you think I look ugly. It's kind of rude that you would point that out, and I don't respect you as somebody who would do that. So why should I care that you think it? I don't care if you criticize my writing, because unless it's like constructive feedback, it's realistically, I only post like first drafts most of the time. So it's like I've gotten to a point, but my mum said when I said that I don't care, and that like it's, you know, if they want to say something mean, whatever, that she was like, oh, but if they do, tell me. And I know what she means, because she's worried about like cyberbullying and stuff, but like it's also really funny to me to imagine that she's gonna go online and be like, you shut your mouth.
Do you know, I was having this discussion yesterday with my PT. I was just saying, like, I have never understood, like, you'll go on TikTok or something and you might see a video of someone, I don't want to say, someone who is like very curvy, a bit more, has a bit more weight on might have a bit more weight on, and nothing wrong with that.
About like you must like food then, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, are you I kidding? Have never thought in my life to comment, like, what do people call them, whales and stuff, and it's like, I have never thought to say that in my life to someone on the internet. What?
Okay, here's the thing. People called, like, for example, Sabrina Carpenter fat.
What?
And I'm just like, first of all, not every woman's body is super defined in terms of like tiny waist. It doesn't mean that she's got a lot of fat on her. It just means
but she wears a corset.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When she's not, people like bullied her out of wearing things that showed her belly button, because they were like, oh, it makes her look really fat and it makes her look really flat and sort of square.
She's just a shorter lady.
She has, I will say this, I'm obviously taller and I have a very different vibe, but we have very similar shapes. Like, we don't have very defined waists, and a quote from her directly is that I have a personality but no tits. I think I'm actually probably about the same size in that area. It is like, I have never felt more empowered than when I see her wearing outfits that kind of ignore the fact that they make her look a bit more sort of
she's absolutely gorgeous.
She's so pretty and she's so confident, and she literally looks great, and I'm like, you know what, she really suits some of those outfits, and people have made it so that she doesn't necessarily feel as comfortable wearing them, and that makes me so sad. And it's like, I genuinely, like, okay, yeah, sometimes I think things that aren't very nice about people. Maybe I see them and I think of like a slightly unflattering, but like, I'm never gonna ever think of making them know that.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, sometimes I think things and they're a bit catty, okay? I'm a human being.
But that's because, that's exactly, like, the thing is, but it's not like you go out of your way and comment, like,
I would never.
I don't understand that. It baffles me. And
like, it's the same
I don't get it as good, I suppose.
Like, compliments. I would never give a compliment just because I'm, like, lying to somebody.
Exactly.
I would give a compliment and I would mean it, and I would never want, I think that we live in such a world where it's become so normal for people to just insult everyone, and it's like, at the end of the day, you're a human being telling another human being something that is just outright disrespectful. Like, there is no reason for you to say that is an inside thought. And even then, like, I wouldn't even share those sorts of feelings with people that I am, like, friends with in private. I wouldn't be like, look at this person, does this not remind you of this, like, horror character or something? Like, I wouldn't say that to some, like, if I thought something like that, I wouldn't ever share it with anybody, because that's not fair to that person. And it's never like, I am in the genuine belief that the only ugly people are people who are ugly on the inside. Because they can be like the most attractive physically people ever, but the second that I know what kind of ugly personality they have, it's like Sydney Sweeney. I would have defended her to the death until I found out about how, I'm going to say problematic she is, because there is a lot going on there. But like, that is the only reason why I don't like her. It's not that I don't think that she is objectively a beautiful woman. It's that she is a woman who repeatedly makes decisions that show her to be of questionable character to me. And I think that some people don't understand that. And I think part of the problem is that when you nowadays say something, people are like, oh, you're saying that because you're jealous, right? And I think it's meant that when we say valid criticisms, we are shut down. And so it's become, to a lot of people, saying a valid criticism is just the same as saying something genuinely cruel, because you get the same response of, oh, you're just jealous, or why would you say that, and stuff like that. And so there are some people who genuinely seem to think that it's okay to say that stuff or do that stuff. And I just, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
I think it's,
Just doesn't make sense. Like, keep those thoughts to yourself. Everybody is trying to. We all live on a floating rock.
Exactly.
And nothing matters, really.
And
when
you know what?
think
If those
it.
millionaires want to go to space so bad, can they just hurry up and go? Because it would
Leave
make life
us to-
so much
leave
easier
us
for
to
the
live.
rest of us. And I would have a lot less negative thoughts if I didn't have to see those people's faces all the time.
Yeah, see, to tie that back to like the writer's wish list, I don't want to be a millionaire because one, that is unethical, obviously. I just would love to make enough money just to live off. That's all I ever really wanted in life.
I
just
would
enough
love
money to live.
Millions, but I would love millions because I love cars, and cars are very expensive. And
I'm just like, yeah.
I want like to buy a nice place in Paris, which is also very expensive. But like, I wouldn't want to just hold on to millions. Like, once I'd bought the sort of expensive things, the rest of my money would be going to charities. I've always wanted to do this thing where I would go to like shops at like Christmas time and stuff, and I would buy a bunch of canned foods and stuff, and I would go and drop a bunch of those and like toys and stuff at like a shelter and like a food bank and stuff, so that people can, you know, get like, make sure that they have presents for their kids at the hard times of the year. And I just think like stuff like that, I can't afford to do it right now. I have a friend whose birthday is in January, 6th of Jan. Do you know how annoying that is? Like, no offense to him, because it's literally his birthday, he can't help it, but it's just so stressful because I bought him a banging Christmas gift, but I also have to buy him a birthday gift because otherwise with the shipping over the holidays, it just won't come in time. So I have to spend like twice as much money, and then I have to also deal with all of my other friends, and I haven't even like...
Sorry for having a birthday in February.
I know, to be fair, that's like fine. But also, like Valentine's Day, I like to get my friends stuff for Valentine's Day in an ideal world. Like, if I was fully healthy, I would be going out on Valentine's Day with my single friends and like treating them and doing stuff with them, because I love Valentine's Day. I think it's really sweet. But I also have like, my brother's birthday is in February.
Oh gosh, so it's all a busy month.
His birthday is actually the day before Valentine's Day.
Oh my god, it's the 13th.
And the day before his birthday is the anniversary of my cat's death. So it's a busy 3 days for me.
Yeah.
But I think that being a millionaire would be very nice, but in the sense that I would actually use the money that I have rather than sitting on it, and I would give a lot back, because I did used to donate money to charity every month when I had a job and had like no rent to pay and stuff like that. I did use it for that. But also, it is just, we've spoken about this, it costs so much money. Why is hairspray 30 quid? Tell me that now.
West End show.
No, the like actual hairspray.
Oh.
I would love to go to a show, by the way. Tickets are quite
I
expensive.
don't know why I thought you were talking about the West End show. And I was like, hairspray? What do you mean hairspray's 30 quid?
I know.
What hairspray are you buying?
Apparently it's a really good hairspray, that's why. But like hair stuff, I've started to really care about my hair, so it cost me like 30 quid to get my shampoo, my conditioner, and like my hair oil. I need like a mousse, I need hairspray, I've had to buy rollers and stuff because they do make a difference. My hair cannot hold a curl to save its life, but they do make it, it's really annoying. I've had to buy stuff like hair clips because I have like nothing to do my hair up except for a ponytail, and it really irritates me. I've got to buy makeup. I'm running out of foundation. I asked for some for Christmas, thankfully, and I've gotten it, but like everything is so expensive. And I told you this, I've said this on video, I am like trying to glow up my life. I'm trying to start doing my makeup more regularly. I'm trying to start wearing perfume because at the moment, the reason why I don't wear it is because it more often than not gives me like sensory issues. So I'm trying to get used to it, kind of like microdose on it every day until I get used to it.
Is there not a perfume that's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for, like
a body spray?
It doesn't. Yeah, maybe.
See, the thing is, that annoys me because they don't stay, so they're expensive, but they don't stay. But I have one that I really like, and I'm going to try wearing it like once a week, once every other day maybe, sort of thing, increase it, and then get used to it, hopefully. Because I like it, I can't physically, like the autism doesn't let me. But it's like stuff like that. That's why I want money, because I like collecting DVDs of the things I like, the TV shows. I like having physical media. I like having my records for my record player, especially now that I bought these headphones and I finally bothered to connect them to it, So great, honestly. Wireless headphones that I can just walk around and my record player will play through them. Absolutely love that. I finally caught up on my Sabrina Carpenter albums, so I have Hairs on vinyl. I still don't have all the Taylor Swift albums. I don't have Red, which is really sad. I don't have Reputation, but it's fine. I don't have all of the Smiths albums, but I have a few that I really like. I have a pretty broad... Actually, do you know what I have? I have Romeo and Juliet, the play.
Vinyl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because,
okay.
what I do is when I shop, I go shopping in charity shops. I got a copy of the Summer Holiday soundtrack, the Richard... that can't be his name. That might be his name.
Richard.
Hang on. What is his name? What is his name? No. Please. Cliff Richard. That's his name.
Oh, Cliff.
That film, I have like some jazz. I have some classic rock. Like, I have a huge array of music on there. And I love it. I've actually run out of space for my records. I need to get another shelf for the living room. That's like my next furniture item, is the shelf and a lamp. Because I hate my dad's lamps.
Ooh.
They will be the first thing to go. That and the lighting fixture, because they're so awful. They're white lights. I hate it. And every time he has... there's an upper light and a little light. And the lower light has warm light, so I turn those on and I turn the big light off. But then every time he turns them back on and turns the little lights back off. So it's like a game of cat and mouse where I go in and I put them on and then he comes in and puts them off.
Oh, God.
And it's just so annoying. But this is what I mean. Like, I want money because I like to collect things and I just don't have the money for them, and I don't have the money to buy clothes. My wardrobe, I have a bunch of stuff that doesn't fit. I have a bunch of stuff that doesn't suit me. I need more like basics and stuff. I need more jeans because you can never have too many jeans.
Oh yeah, you can't. I need more
but
as
they're
well.
so expensive, and it just like, this is why I want money, is because I feel like in order to live a life where I am actually just, you know, living the life of my dreams, I do need money. And unfortunately that is the case because we live in a capitalistic world where in order to have like hobbies, more often than not you have to pay for them. Like, we live in a place where libraries are still quite underfunded, so I can't just get every book that I want from the library.
No, which is annoying.
I know, I have to buy a copy of like an obscure book secondhand, but it still costs money. I have to, like, there's just all these little things, and I think that I don't want to be a millionaire in the sense that I have money that's just in, you know, my bank account doing nothing. And it's weird because it sounds really greedy when you say stuff like that, like, oh, I want money. But like, is it really that bad to say that I want to be able to afford makeup and hair products and like soap and books and, you know, the DVDs of my favourite shows that I watch on repeat all the time? Is it really that bad to say that I want things that I actually own rather than to be paying for subscription services up to my ears just so that I can watch like that one show?
This is why physical media is so important.
It really, like, especially with the acquisition of all of the like film companies, I am more than ever desperate to own physical copies of things, but it's just so expensive. And I don't have the space for them because ideally I would have a shelf downstairs, but a shelf is really expensive and that sucks. But that's why I want money, is so that I can just live a comfortable life. And comfortable shouldn't mean that you're able to afford food and drinks and essentials. It should mean that you're able to actually live your life fully.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I just want to be able to just to live.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten so used to being poor and to having such a bad economy that like it's like this thing, right? One of the things on my list is I want to be invited to a race, a Grand Prix, for free as a result of my book.
Ooh.
I would love
cool.
if a driver read my book and was like, it's not accurate, but it's fun. I would love that. Because it's not obviously going to be accurate to their experience because they've actually done that career. And I know that. I always knew that that was going to be the case because I'm never going to drive in a Grand Prix. So, but I think it would be really fun to be able to go and do that stuff that's related to my book because I can't afford to do that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, in theory...
And the thing is...
In theory, I could, but, like, it's a lot of money when I'm trying to decorate a house and also have a life.
Yes. See, for me, like, hopefully I can sell at least more than 100 copies next year, hopefully. Like, I'm doing a load of markets, and my next signing is in February the 14th at
Yes,
Kenilworth
you've got a
Books.
lot planned
So I'm
next
like,
year.
yeah, I'm just hoping I can at least sell a couple of books that day. That's all I want. I just want to sell at least 100, maybe.
I think that that's valid. Like I think that's an achievable goal because you've sold quite a few this year in the last
Hmm. Maybe
basically
about
3 months.
30, I'd say. No more
And
than that.
you think if you times that by 4,
Yeah, I'd
you've
maybe
got more
about
than 100.
40.
So 100 is an attainable number, especially if you are going to keep doing marketing stuff. Like it's
Yeah, and then I'll obviously. I don't. I hopefully like next December my new book will be coming out. I haven't done any
yes.
writing for it for a while, but I need to get on that.
Well, it's probably you're just saving it so that we can go on coffee writing dates together.
Yeah, but that you need to get better for that.
I know. I've made a TikTok where I'm like, all I want for Christmas is if you could just like give me a diagnosis, please. Please.
Yeah, and then hopefully like whatever you need to do, and then it's like, oh, you're only an hour away. I think I'm gonna see you then.
Yeah, because this is also on my list. Is I want to be able to talk to other authors, especially authors of the like Treadpub books, who they're kind of like unattainable, right? Like they have a vibe, certain authors, of being very difficult to get a conversation with, and it's very rare and like a really like kind of like a lucky thing if you get to have an actual encounter with them of any kind, whether that's like you went and saw RF Kwang.
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, I want to be able to do stuff like that. I want to be able to have conversations with authors on stage maybe, but also just in general to have like advanced copies of their books given to me because I'm an author, and stuff like that. I think being part of the community is something that I'm really excited about because already it's been really fun. Obviously I met you this way, I've met other people, but I want to be able to like meet people and have like a product of my own to share with them, because you've read my book. It's actually changed a lot since you read it.
Yeah, it was last year. It was like a year ago now. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's basically completely different. But I think it would be really nice to have, as well, like another thing is like I want book tour outfits. I want to be able to, wear colours that I associate with my book and have people like see like the way that I'm dressed and to know that that's why I'm wearing that outfit, and like that's why my nails are that colour and stuff like that. Like I think that there's a lot about being a published author in general that I really want, and it's, yes, the money obviously would be great because of, it would allow me to buy those outfits. It would allow me to travel without having to worry about the cost of the train tickets, which can be absurd. And it would allow me the opportunity to go to, yes, to see musicals like Hairspray on stage, but also to be able to go and like watch other theatre productions. I really want to watch a live ballet because I've been doing that lately. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been doing ballet since October now, and I really like it, and I want to do in-person classes, and I want to be able to go and watch it live because it's an art form. The theatre, and I want to be able to go and like watch author talks. I have a comedian. I've actually booked tickets because I went to see John Mulaney with a friend 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Right before I wasn't well at the time, which I didn't really know at the time, but like looking back with hindsight, I'm like, that was the symptoms I have now, but less serious. And he's coming to the UK on his most recent tour next year. So I'm going with my friend to see him. If I'm well enough, I have the tickets. And I just want to be able to do stuff like that more often without having to worry about the money, because I think that as a writer, being able to engage with culture in that sort of way, it's so much more beneficial than you would necessarily think, right? Like it's so inspirational. It's so, the Sabrina Carpenter picture from the Short and Sweet tour and the entire tour on its own is a huge inspiration for my next book. And I didn't get to go and see that. And I didn't get to go and see that specifically because, same with her last tour, I wasn't well enough to go, so I didn't bother buying tickets because I was like, I'm just not going to be ready. And it's a lot of money. And so I didn't go. And I didn't get to see this tour that was absolutely wonderful and that I watched online. And it's like, this sounds really sad, but like I'd like to think of it as an opportunity to do better in the future and to not waste the money that I get and to not waste the writing opportunities. Because imagine how much fun it would be to have been there in person and to see her perform one of those songs in one of those bodysuits and to be inspired by the real thing. Like, just amazing.
Next time she does one, because I want to go see, we'll go.
Well, I love the new album so much. Like,
I've been... I mean, I don't think she'll be touring for a while. It might be, like, in a couple of years. I think she's got to have a rest, surely.
She did have... her last TikTok was a bit ominous. So I don't know if it will be that long.
Oh.
But I'm hoping that if she announces it, like, next year... Because the deluxe edition, if she does a deluxe edition of this album, it should be in about February, going off of when her previous deluxe editions have come out.
Ooh.
So we will go together and we will watch. Because
I
want to go so bad.
I do. My cousin was on about... My cousin wants to go, so I'll have to bring you, unfortunately. But, hey, we'll have fun.
Yeah, and who knows, by then, maybe I will have gotten book money.
Yeah,
like, we literally... let's manifest.
Let's manifest me, like, you getting a book deal, and hopefully my book kind of just sells well enough that I can... Yes, but...
It's just crazy.
Speaking of news, shall I...
Yes.
The Christmas wish list. So I have been thinking, I've already mentioned this in the writing group, I am thinking about opening a bookshop.
Yes. Sorry, I got really excited.
It's in the works already. I don't know how long it'll take because I've got to like think about everything. I still have to do the business plan.
Yeah.
Obviously, I still need to... I am looking at new job. I still have a job at the moment. I'm just still trying to look at jobs to do with writing. I found one that it won't pay a lot, but it's a step in the right direction. I'm hoping I can get it, but yeah, they're very rare.
Yeah, it is.
Because I do work as an assistant writer, like teaching kids like once a month. And I was speaking to the writer, and she said she'll pass my name on for next year for the for the lead writer. So hopefully I can get that one. But again, that is not enough money to pay the bills, unfortunately, which is the sad part about it.
It's really... That's the problem that I have with lots of publishing companies being based in London, is that they don't pay enough for people to make a living rent. So unless you're already wealthy, it's very difficult to break into that industry because you just you don't get paid. Nope. And I will say, like, my last item on my wish list is that I really want, and this isn't even just because I've mentioned before as well to you that, like, I love the idea of a bookshop cafe eventually. Like, when I retire, that will be my, like, retirement project, right? I
can always
honestly
help me, like, in the meantime.
The business stuff, I have no idea, but I do want to work at your bookshop. We've discussed this. I'm on your payroll. I'm the first name. But, like, in terms of less practical, very unlikely to happen, I want to write a book one day. And I have a few ideas that could technically be this. But obviously it depends on, like, my writing, my maturity as a writer. It depends on, like, the reception and stuff like that. I would really like to write a book that would be considered a classic from my era. Or...
Yeah, I can see that.
More generally, I would like a book that just is, like, considered to be objectively very well written. Like, not just like, oh, it's very popular and oh, it maybe won this award because of the readers or it's a bestseller. I want one of my books to even just be shortlisted or something for, like, a really good award. I mean, the dream would be like a Nobel, right? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But, like, I just think that for me, the reason why I think that stuff would be really good is because it would mean that, as a writer, I would know that I had longevity, which is... I think every writer wants to think that they're going to be read for generations, right? Mm-hmm. Because you write as a way of... people hear your voice when you write, even if they don't know that it's yours. If I had something to say... I have a lot to say, actually. I think Halcyon, actually... It technically it's a superhero book, but it's really about, like, the government and about, like, war and the way in which the regular people are sacrificed by the people who are supposed to take care of things for us. Mm. And I think that when I rewrite that eventually, it was a hell of a time trying to get that first draft finished, but if I figure it out, the way that I do it, if it's right, it could be one of those books that gets really well appreciated by, like, critics and stuff, because it could have a message that people, maybe they read it and they change their opinion on something. that's what I want, is to have a level of influence that lasts beyond my ability as a person who is alive to speak about these things, because I have spoken about Palestine. I'm still, as I said this last week, I've neglected my Substack very badly, but I'm writing.
Oh, I haven't even posted anything since September. I don't know what to write, I think.
That's why it's so bad, is like I'm halfway through a piece about the Congo, right? The Democratic Republic of the Congo. Because this is a huge part of the thing, is that one of the things a lot of people say when you talk about Free Palestine is they're like, what are you doing for the people of the Congo? So I was like, well, I'm going to write an essay, a little sort of article about it to inform people who don't know, so that they can just be like, well, actually, because I hate those people who are like, what about this other cause? And it's like, this is not about that cause. And those videos do exist. So stop using that as a way of detracting from this, because that's what it does, and it's just not helpful. But like, that is something that I've done, my Substack. I guess I could leave that link actually in this video's description, this podcast episode. Because the whole point of that is to talk about like real world stuff, right? Like, it's non-fiction. The first the first article that I did was, I think it's like 3,000 words or something. In fact, it might have been like 5,000 words. But it was Let Them Eat Cake, and it is subtitled something like Famine as a Form of Genocide. And I thought it was a pretty, I hate to toot my own horn, but I feel like it's a pretty compelling piece, because it goes over multiple famine genocides that have happened in history, and I posted it before it was officially confirmed that what was happening in Gaza was a famine. And so I wrote it at the same sort of time, as a way of basically looking at the way in which famine has historically been used as a genocide, and in the way that like it still is, and the way that we turn our eyes to it. And the way that I use the whole platform is just to be like, look, this is happening. But I also want it to be like, just, you know, a way for me to be a bit more obtuse with the things that I'm saying. Because yes, in my books, there is mention of like colonization. Even in Formation Lab. In fact, no, it's the sequel to Formation Lab. She makes a reference to the idea that white people are a huge market in Middle Eastern countries because of things like colonization and like the oil trade. But it's not said outright that that's what it is. And I think that it's nice to have somewhere where I can say that. But I would also like for my writing in fiction, which is my main passion in life, to do that one day, and for it to be like my dream. I have a piece that I want to write. A novel. Sorry. Have I told you about my Titanic book? I call it that every time.
No.
It's literally not even fully about
No,
Titanic.
this is news to me.
So the main character's name is Margaret, and basically it's about her, and she's like one of like 4 children, and she has both parents, and she has a cat, and her dad works for the White Star Line. They all live in Liverpool. Big up to Liverpool. I don't know why I said there. It's the only Liverpool. It's actually not. But they live there, and they go on Titanic because they're going to move to America on this big maiden voyage of like the biggest ship ever and stuff and blah blah blah. And obviously it sinks, and they're upper class, wealthy passengers who are given priority. And so it's not a question of whether or not they survive the actual sinking. It's very briefly like that part of the story. It's set into different parts because I love a part. It's about like the idea of, you know, watching other people die because they don't have that privilege. And the whole book is going to be about things like working class dynamics and race in America during the period of, you know, the sort of the Titanic sinking, but then going forwards to the Second World War. And so it follows her life in kind of like an East of Eden scope of like time scale, but with themes closer to like the Grapes of Wrath, with criticisms of the way in which the Great Depression affected capitalism and the way that it affected the working classes from the perspective of a family who were wealthy from the beginning of the story. And I just think it's going to be so, to me, it's going to be so interesting, but it also is one of those stories that has the potential to obviously be very serious and literary and taken seriously in the way that, you know, I get really self-conscious about my writing. And I feel like sometimes maybe I can't take it that seriously, but I'm starting to, it's like you said, right, about when you're in your 20s, you just kind of stop caring.
You just don't care. Yeah, you just start to like, I don't care.
I'm gonna start caring about my writing, and I'm gonna start being proud of it, because I get so embarrassed to show people it, but like it's not bad, and I feel like every time I say something like, oh, it's not bad, it's not, the worst, I feel like I should shoot myself for saying that, because I'm like, oh, that's so vain.
You don't need to. Who cares what people think? If you're proud of it, you're proud of it.
Exactly, and we should be proud. You published a whole book. It is like, it would be insane if you weren't proud, and yet I feel ashamed at even the thought of thinking that I could one day be worthy of being considered a good writer by like critics and stuff. Like, are we kidding? Because let's be real, there's gonna come a day where books like A Court of Thorns and Roses are part of the literary canon.
I mean, isn't that the case already now?
Basically. And so like, if that can be in there, and look, I'm not saying that that's like the worst book ever, but I didn't love it. It was...
I read it when I was a teenager, long before it became like what it is now. Like, it's not... I mean, we won't go in there, but it's just not for me. Just not my thing.
For me, it was like a best 3-star. And obviously that's not a criticism of the author. I think there are some valid criticisms of that author specifically. But I just think if like a book like that can be, why can't I try to be? Like, I need to stop seeing it as like other authors are better than me because they're not me.
Everybody is in the same boat. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to make a living.
But that's my wish list. It's like, I want to... I basically want to take myself more seriously, and I would like if other people would also take me seriously, whether that's, as a writer of not that amazing, like not groundbreaking stuff, or whether people do think that about my work. I'm going to leave that up to other people, but I'm not going to put myself in a box anymore.
No.
And I think that's the biggest wish list of all, is, the ability to see yourself as deserving of love and respect.
And mine's just be like, just want to make a few more sales and hopefully actually publish. I'm hoping for December, and maybe even like get this bookshop started. That would be great. Yes. That's my wishes for next year and Christmas, I guess.
That would actually make my life so much easier, because I wouldn't have to worry about getting a job. I would have to enter the job market.
Oh yeah, it would actually.
Oh, because here's the thing, I have experience working at bookshop. I worked there for like 4 years.
Exactly.
I did the social media for it.
There you go, and you already offered to do that for me.
Yeah, I've managed to get 500 followers for anyone who's been following that journey. I did hit it.
Yeah, I'm aiming for 300 at the moment.
And you're getting close.
It's just hard. Right? Yeah, 275. It's hard to get any traction sometimes, I think.
You're having better luck on your other profile. You should link that other profile.
Yeah, I've got 2, because I did see some marketing techniques, and it did say like if you open another account, it means you can post more. So because TikTok, I think it kind of penalizes you for posting more than like 3 times a day.
I've actually seen that 5 times a day is ideal, which is insane.
I'm not doing that, I'm sorry.
I saw someone who said that slop is better than high quality stuff if you post more of it. But I just can't do that. There are going to be people who look at my TikTok and they're like, yeah, you do. I believe it or not, I do put in effort, okay? If it's slop, it's because I'm a mess, okay? But yeah, basically we will link to that other account so you can follow that, because she has been posting stuff on that. Let us know what your wish list is, whether that's as a writer or even just in general. I'm really nosy about what people get for Christmas. We should bring back Christmas hauls, okay? I did a video of a haul of books that I got for my birthday, and I didn't even have all of my books then, because my sister also got me books that I got after my birthday. Jurassic Park was one of those, by the way. Which I immediately read. I've also got one of the books that I really wanted that I didn't think I'd gotten was one of the other books. I was like, I only really wanted Jurassic Park and this other one, and I didn't get them, and then I did. So I've been reading through them, but I think it's interesting, and especially I'm a very eclectic reader, so people were, I think, quite intrigued by some of my picks. But if you have makeup recommendations, if you have a mascara that you are hoping to get for Christmas because it's a really good mascara, honestly just tell us, because I get really nosy. So, and let's normalize. I think I'm gonna do a Christmas haul, because I
Yeah, you should.
Let's bring those back, please. Everybody out
Yeah, they're
there,
fun.
we don't have an ability to, like, you send us your stuff, but at us on, like, TikTok, or at me specifically, because I'm the one asking, but, like, at me in a video of you doing a Christmas haul, if you see this, and if you're not too self-conscious. You don't even have to show your face. And maybe, you know what, maybe I'll even do a special mentions at the end of the next podcast episode. Will that even be after oh my god, it's the 19th of December.
Yes, it's Christmas on Thursday.
I actually, like, want to scream.
It's 6 days away. That's crazy.
I haven't even listened to, like, Christmas music yet.
Oh, I've got a Christmas playlist and it's depressing.
The only, like, benefit... Oh, my favourite Christmas song is Blue Christmas.
Oh, I saw that you've recently discovered Bleachers, by the way. But is that through TikTok?
Have I?
You know, the Christmas... no, I think you posted a video where...
oh, yeah, it's
Christmas
just a
Please
trend.
Don't Call. Yeah. I have been a fan of Bleachers since 2018, so I'm like...
They are, I will say...
You've got discovered Bleachers, no!
That song came up on the automatically recommended...
Oh yeah, I absolutely love
ones
Bleachers.
as well.
Some of their songs are amazing. I would really recommend you listen to them if you like that song
I like
anyway.
a depressing Christmas song, that's true.
Oh yeah, I love depressing.
I think it's like Thank God It's Christmas is up there for me, and it's not even like an upbeat one. It's Queen, so it's not super depressing, but it is still... I just love it. What was I going to say? Hang on. Right, at me... show me, because I think it's fun. Something. Oh, my dad's fiance, huge fan of Christmas. So she made him put up a Christmas tree. So we didn't have one up, and I was like, I don't know where it is in the loft. I refused to go up there and try and bring a Christmas tree down the loft ladder by myself.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you for that.
So when he popped in one morning, he was like, I've just put up the Christmas tree. And I was like, yes!
Like, yes, I don't have to do it. You've done it. It's done.
Literally. So, it's sad that it's not a real one. But then I do have a cat who... I walked downstairs once, and at the bottom of the stairs, there was very clearly he had thrown up some baby's breath.
Oh, great.
Which, is that even I don't think it's poisonous, because obviously...
It could be poisonous for cats, maybe?
Because tulips are...
It's considered
mildly toxic, so it can cause vomiting, which is why he threw it up. He came into my room. This is why he's not allowed in my room when I have flowers, because he will just eat them. He tries to eat my plant, and I'm like, it's toxic, you will die. No. And he listens to me, but he's such a pest. I cannot trust him. But tulips are poisonous, so I can't have tulips around, which is a shame because they're my favourite flower. I can't have my plant that's on my desk in the living room because he would eat it when I'm not there and he would die. I can't have some of the houseplants. I have to get houseplants that are non-toxic to cats.
That's my rule. Typed out there, isn't it?
Anyway, I can live with it, but like, he's such a nuisance. He woke me up last night about 5 times in the middle of the night. And I was like, yeah, that's so great, Babs. Do you want to, like, sit down now? Do you want to, like, stay still so I can sleep? And he was just like, I'm going to stand on your head, actually. Is that okay? Is it okay if I just stand right on top of your rib? And I was like, yeah, thanks. Anyway.
We've gone off on a tangent here.
It's, you know what, we're close to Christmas. So, this is the last episode, I think. In fact, it'll be after Christmas.
Yeah, it'll be the 27th.
So,
yeah, just after Boxing Day.
Yeah, as soon as you see this, film a Christmas haul, because I really do love them. And I think people, like, they were like, oh, it's just a way of showing off. Yeah, actually, it is. Because I think we should be happy and grateful for the things that we get given. I don't think that that's a bad thing in this economy. I think it's actually really nice. And sure as hell, I am going to be doing one.
Yes.
If for no other reason, because I get excited about the things. Because I very specifically.
Oh, I'll do one for you if no one does one.
My parents don't, thank you. My parents don't get me stuff unless I've asked for it.
Oh.
So
mine have got me a bag.
Like a handbag?
Stuff I don't know what it is.
Oh. So. See, I know what I've gotten, but like I think that's a good thing. Because I pick stuff that I need / want. So I haven't asked for any books because I just got a bunch for my birthday. But yeah, I needed foundation because I'm running out. I wanted a new blush because I only really have like one. I mean, I have 2 technically, but they're both very similar. So I wanted one that's a bit different, a bit bolder, you know, for the Christmas season. So I wanted a few things, and I've got them. I wanted a mirror. I don't have a mirror that's like helpful. So, but yeah. Basically, happy Christmas if you celebrate.
Yeah, have a good Merry Christmas or any other. Wait, Hanukkah's past now, and
is it? Are we sure?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's quite long, and it was the start of Hanukkah. Was that?
Oh, is it still? I have no idea.
When is?
Or Happy Hanukkah or whatever you are.
Oh,
I don't know. Whatever religion you celebrate.
On Monday.
Okay then. So it would have been finished by the time this goes up.
Yeah. So happy Hanukkah, belated Hanukkah. Happy belated Christmas.
And then any other religious festivals we're not aware of.
And we'll also miss the New Year, but we are going to do a New Year video. So we'll say Happy New Year now in advance.
Yeah, Happy New Year in advance.
But also, like, don't celebrate too hard until the podcast comes out. Sorry, just put off the New Year for a few days. For us. Big ask, I know. But, yeah, have fun. Either way, I think there are a few other religious holidays. If you're like me and you celebrate Christmas more for like the vibe of Christmas, have a good holly jolly Christmas from me.
Holly happy holidays.
Yes, and I will say, if anyone happens to want to send us gifts, this is so good to say. I'm joking, but if you did want to make like a wreath of holly for me to put in my hair like a headband, I would fully love that.
Yeah, oh, that'd be cute.
What I really want, I need someone out there, if you can have permission to make this, what I've wanted for years is for somebody to make an earring design that loops through a helix piercing and the lobe piercing, and it's like a string of tinsel that kind of just like rests throughout your ear very delicately, but it's tinsel, like a little tiny piece. I love that idea. I would wear that until it became a hazard. Ew. No, I wouldn't. Just to be clear. But yeah. Anyway, bit of a chaotic one.
Yeah.
I have to go get ready for my haircut, which is in like an hour. But have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you for listening to the Bookish Rambles podcast. If you want to hear more from us,
follow to get the next episode delivered straight onto your feed.